Hi everyone, I am Sanjay Lad. Welcome to one more video of Special Biotonic. Now students, Special Biotonic is a channel devoted for making biology subject easy. Now here I am talking about a chapter called as Molecular Basis of Inheritance, and in this today I'll talk about DNA as genetic material. Now students, in the beginning I request you all to like my channel, share it and subscribe it, and don't forget to press bell icon. And let us start with DNA as genetic material. Now students, the initial work was done by a person called as Frederick Griffith. He was working in the year 1928 on a bacterium called as Streptococcus pneumoniae, or it is also called as Diplococcus pneumoniae. Now this bacterium causes pneumonia in humans and other mammals. Now let us understand the meaning of strepto. Now strepto means chain. Now, if you know the shapes of bacteria, bacteria have different shapes such as it has a rod shape, cone, comma shape, or it has a spherical shape. So bacteria having spherical shape is called as cocci. And if it is a chain of two bacteria, that is called as what, diplococci. So the name of the bacterium is Diplococcus pneumoniae. It has two strain. One is R strain and second is S strain. R strain is called as rough strain, whereas S strain is called as smooth strain. Now here strain means type. Now this is a R strain and the second one is smooth strain. In case of smooth strain can secrete a sugar coat around it. Therefore this becomes pathogenic, or it can cause disease developing pneumonia. Now what Frederick Griffith did is he took a mouse. I hope now this mouse is looking like a mouse, and he injected this R strain to the mouse, and what he observed was mouse was alive. So with this he concluded that R strain is avirulent, that is, it cannot cause any pneumonia to the mouse, therefore mouse is alive. Now in the second experiment, what he did is he took a mouse and he injected S strain, and what he observed was mouse was dying, and that led to conclusion that this S strain is virulent, that it is causing a pneumonia to the mouse, therefore mouse is dying. Now in the third experiment, what did it is he took a new mouse and he injected heat killed S strain. Now what he did is actually he took S strain in the test tube and he heated it to get this heat killed S strain. So he injected this heat killed S strain to the mouse, and what he observed was mouse was alive. So he concluded that heat killed S strain is not causing pneumonia to the mouse. And in the fourth case, what he did is he took a new mouse and injected heat killed S strain plus R strain. Now remember here, R strain is itself is not causing any disease, and heat killed S strain is also not causing any disease. So what should we expect here? That mouse should remain alive. But surprisingly, mouse was dying, and moreover, when he extracted blood from this mouse, he observed live S strain from this blood. He actually injected heat killed S strain, but he observed live S strain from this blood of this dead mouse. So he got confused. So what he said is something is going from dead S strain to R strain. Therefore, it is converting R strain to S strain. So he called that something as transforming principle. And the conversion of this R strain to S strain is called as transformation. Now students, transformation means changing the form. Transform means changing the form. You must have seen a very famous Hollywood movie called as Transformer, where you must have seen the objects getting converted into one shape to other shape, that is called as transformation. So the movie name was Transformer. So what is the transformation? Conversion of R strain to S strain is called as transformation. So students, I hope you are understanding the experiment done by Frederick Griffith, and he coined two words. One is transforming principle and second is transformation. Now later on, this experiment was further carried out by three more scientists. Let us understand about them now. Okay, now this work was further carried out by three more people. One is Avery, MacLeod, and third is McCarty in the year 1944. Now what they did is they worked on the same bacterium, but instead of using live bacteria, they created cell-free extract of the S strain. Basically what it is, they heated this S strain and they got all the content of S strain into a test tube. Now that extract contained mainly DNA, RNA and proteins. Now students, we know that we can digest DNA by using enzyme called as DNase. Now any word ending with ASE means enzyme. So the enzyme which digests DNA is called as DNase. The enzyme which can digest RNA is called as RNase, whereas the enzyme which can digest proteins are called as proteases. Now they mixed this cell-free extract of S strain with this R strain. So let us understand the experiment carried out by these three people. So what they did is they took a mouse, they injected this live R strain plus cell-free extract of S strain. What they observed was mouse was dying, and there was still conversion of R strain to S strain. So they thought that there is something in this extract which is converting R strain to S strain. So that something must be either DNA, RNA or proteins. So in the second experiment, what they did is they took a new mouse where they injected this live R strain plus cell-free extract of the S strain. Now here they used enzyme called as proteases. Now we know that proteases, they act on proteins, so proteins get destroyed. So here what they observed, mouse is still dying, and moreover there was a conversion of R strain to S strain. So they concluded that these proteins are not acting as genetic material. Now in the third experiment, they took again a new mouse where they injected this mouse with live R strain plus cell-free extract of S strain. Now in this experiment they used the second enzyme called as RNase. Now we know that RNase act on RNA and it destroys RNA. And what they observed is mouse is still dying and there is still conversion of R strain to S strain. So they concluded that even RNA is not acting as genetic material. And in the last experiment, what they did is they took again a new mouse where they injected this mouse with live S strain plus cell-free extract of S strain. In the last case, what they did, they used enzyme called as DNase. Now we know that DNase act on DNA and it destroys the DNA. And surprisingly, what they found, mouse is alive, and when they collected blood from this mouse, they did not find any live S from this blood of mouse. So they concluded that this DNA is acting as genetic material. So students, what was the conclusion of the work done by Avery, McLeod and McCarty? They said that DNA is a genetic material in Streptococcus pneumoniae. So the transforming principle was nothing but DNA. So students, I hope you are understanding the concept of DNA as a genetic material, which was initially worked by Frederick Griffith, later on concluded by Avery, McLeod and McCarty. To conclude, what we can conclude is that Frederick Griffith worked on a bacterium called as Diplodocus pneumoniae, and what he said is that something is going from this dead S strain to R strain, therefore it is converting R strain to S strain. So he called that as transforming principle. He called something as transforming principle. And he also said that conversion of this R strain to S strain is called as transformation. Later on, Avery, McLeod and McCarty proved that transforming principle is nothing but DNA. So students, I hope you are understanding the concept of DNA as genetic material. Students, at the end, I request you all to like my channel, share it and subscribe it. Subscription is totally free, so don't forget to press bell icon, and thank you for watching this video.